Good morning, Mr. Crum.
Morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing just fine.
Good. Today we're going to be meeting about your observation that I'll be doing tomorrow in your classroom. And I'm just going to walk through and ask you some questions about your pre-visit form. Tell me why your plan is right for the lesson that you're going to teach on tomorrow.
Uh, we're working with multiplication using arrays, and that is something that we've been having difficulty in. So we're gonna hop on that pretty good tomorrow.
How do you know, or how will the students show you what they learned?
Well, they will be uh, engaged in lessons with arrays. And arrays are things that deal with columns and in rows, and it's going to teach them how to incorporate multiplication using those arrays.
How the students apply what they've learned, or what are you hoping, or how do you hope that they will apply what they learned aside from just knowing their multiplication?
I hope they understand like the patterns in which they see that's what's going on, and multiplication is going to be important. We're going to have testing on that. So the multiplication using arrays and patterns also will be good for them. So that's what we're going to be working on.
What are you doing to get your students ready, or what will you be doing in the lesson to get your students where you want them to be?
Oh, we're going to review some of the things that we've been going over, which are arrays. We're also, instead of using the equity stick, we're going to use numbers. Each student has a number, so when I'm calling on a student, I may say number one, answer this question, and it'll be whoever's the number one student in the classroom. If I say number seven, they know who they are, and then they will answer the question. So that's how we would incorporate the arrays and the multiplications.
What do you hope to hear and see during this lesson from the students?
Well, I hope to see understanding, gaining a little bit more knowledge of multiplication, and just the understanding of it, just seeing that they're getting a grasp of the multiplication.
Well, what are the ways that you're going to ensure that the lesson is relevant to the student? Because that's the area of focus this time, relevance.
We're going to talk about real life issues. We're going to talk about word problems. Yeah, yeah. I mean, basically, that's what we're going to be doing. Word problems and real life issues.
What are some ways when you say you're going to be discussing real life issues and incorporating some multiple problem solving type of things, how will you ensure that you meet diverse learning styles or all of the learners' needs and during this lesson? What are you going to do to differentiate the instruction for all the students' needs to be met?
We'll have a small assessment on later on that day when we're talking about the multiplication. First off, we're going to get an understanding of the arrays and the rows in the column. Make sure that they understand that before we give them an assessment on it. Make sure that they understand that why they're doing it and how important it is to learn how to do the multiplication.
Let me dig a little deeper when I say, what are you going to do to ensure that all students' needs are met? As you know, all students are not at the same levels. So, what will look different in your classroom aside from them just working with arrays? For example, those students who are not getting it, what are you going to do different to help support those students?
Well, first we're going to do a whole group, and that's when everybody's going to do. I'm going to do what I do. First, I'm going to go over the information that I want to share with them. Then we're going to do what we do. We're going to do all that together. Then I'm going to give them a you do, which they'll do an assignment on their own. But while I'm giving a whole group assignment, I'll be pulling the struggling students to my back table, and then we'll do another lesson over. So make sure that they have an understanding of what we're working on.
So, what is going to be the final product, or how will the students capture what they're working on? What is the final thing you want to see from this lesson?
Just growth. Just make sure that everybody has a grasp on it, and the ones that don't have a grasp on it, making sure they're moving to getting a grasp on it. So I think by the end of the lesson that everybody should have an understanding of what rows and columns are and how to do multiplication.
So what product will you see to let you know that the students will know that?
I'm gonna give them a small quiz on it.
Okay.
So that's a small assessment that I was talking about earlier, and they'll be able to take maybe like a 5 or 10 question quiz, and we'll grade it and see what we get from it.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you for your time.